With every special interest group wanting a piece of the I'm special, I'm unique pie, I knew it couldn't be long until a new group would emerge to try and tackle Megan's Law by having it overturned. And the name of this group? The pedosexuals. Join me today as I discover what some psychologists are calling the next LGBT movement in sexuality on this Toward Intentions. 2014, psychologists tried to mainstream pedophilia by packaging it under the same ribbon as the LGBT's effort for same-sex marriage. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Toward Intentions. I'm your host, Austin Fox. Once considered taboo, psychologists are now insisting that pedophilia is an inborn sexual orientation and not a learned behavior. To better understand what I was going to be talking about this week, I decided to go back to elementary and bust open a dictionary to learn the definitions of the words going to be used. And according to Merriam-Webster for kids, gender is the state of being male or female. Here's a medical definition. The behavioral, cultural, or psychological traits typically associated with one sex. Behavior, the manner in which a person acts. Orientation, a person's feelings, interests, and beliefs. And finally, the word itself, pedosexual, is an adult who is sexually active with children. Now, believe it or not, pedophilia itself is not a crime, since it does not describe behavior but a psychological state. In other words, it is not illegal to be sexually attracted to a child. Only when the adult acts on the attraction does it then become criminal behavior. Sexual activity between adults and prepubescent children is almost always considered child sexual abuse and is illegal in most countries. Here in the States, sexual intercourse can begin as early as 18 and in some states as late as 21. In other parts of the world, as low as 12 years old. Since the 19th century, pedophilia was seen as a mental disorder with no cure. So, what's changed in the last 100 years to convince the population that pedophilia is not a mental disorder but a sexual orientation? Doctors are now saying that pedophilia has the same ingrained attraction that a heterosexual female may feel towards a male. This is the same study that just a few years ago said that homosexual males and heterosexual females had the same brain activity for the male sex when it came to attraction, which finally proved on paper that homosexuality was determined at birth. Now, as a homosexual male, I take offense to the implication that homosexuality can be even associated with pedophilia. As a gay teenager, I can remember hearing that all gays were perverts and all gays were child molesters. And it took almost 30 years to be seen as an equal rather than a sexual deviant. And in one swoop, these doctors are going to undo years of hard work by saying to the ignorant homophobes that they have been right this whole time. Pedophiles are now trying to make their fantasies a reality by making adult-child relations legal. A child's mind is not mature enough to make the decisions that adults can make. They lack the life experience. Now, according to the definition, pedosexual is an individual that is having sexual intercourse with children. Just by the phrasing alone tells me that they are currently having, and currently having is illegal. So, to be kept up to date on this or any previous show, please go to www.towardintentions.com and subscribe, or find and follow me on Twitter at towardintention. And as always, feel free to drop me a message to towardintentions@gmail.com. I will leave you with this final thought. Imagine, you the adult, you give your heart to someone by giving yourself to them, the most personal gift you can imagine. Or just imagine that you don't ever hear from them again. Just imagine how devastated you must feel, or how devastated you have felt before because you've done this, or you've been through this. Now picture yourself as a 12-year-old little girl, or a 12-year-old little boy. It's not very cute, it's not very fun, and that's a horrible life lesson for a child to learn so early, that the people they turn to are the people they cannot trust. Do not legalize this. Do not associate pedosexual with homosexual, heterosexual, bisexual. We are individuals. Those are mental cases. Until next time, this is Austin Fox saying, whatever your intention, just make sure it's a toward intention. So long, everybody.